$174,000. This is how much revenue my Amazon store generated in the last 6 months. And I'm going to show you every single number, the revenue, the costs, the failures, and the months where I genuinely thought it wasn't gonna happen. This is my actual Amazon Seller Central dashboard. This is the real graph from October through the end of March. 6 months of selling on Amazon as a private label seller. In this video, I'm going to break down every month. What went right, what went wrong, show you the report I wish someone had shown me before I started. Whether you are thinking of starting Amazon FBA or you have already started and you are thinking whether the numbers are normal, then this video will give you the real picture. Okay, so let's get into it. Before I pull up the real numbers, I want to tell you about the context. So the 6 months income report did not start with a position of confidence. This was my last attempt. I really hoped it works because my last attempts did not. Before these 6 months, I had failed multiple times. My first product didn't even launch on Amazon because I was stuck in analysis paralysis for months. My second product, the push pop toy, it died because it was a trendy product and the competition got really high. The prices dropped and I could barely break even. My third product, the supplements, the spending on ads was insanely high because the cost per click is really high, the competition is really high in the supplements category. So by the time I launched the product that you are looking at here in these numbers, I had about $4,000 left. So that was my last shot. The product is in a pet category. I'm not going to reveal the exact product, but I can tell you that it's a product for cat owners. I chose the pet market because it's evergreen. People buy products for their pets like every day. And also the competitors had weaknesses in this product that I could improve. So I launched in early October. And for the next 6 months, I tracked every single dollar that came in, every single dollar that came out. And here is what happened. So I'm going to walk you through each month, as you can see, so you can see the trajectory. I want you to pay attention to the line. It's not straight line. There are dips, okay? There are moments where I question everything. And this is normal because it's an entrepreneurship journey and you won't see a straight line to the moon, okay? There will be dips and there will be doubts. You learn, like it's a process. You need to learn the business. So you will make mistakes. Okay, now let's zoom in on the October. So when I look at my sales graph for October, you can see it clearly that the first week or two was basically flat, like almost nothing. 1 or 2 orders per day, sometimes 0. So this is terrifying when you just invested thousands of dollars, but I had a plan. I launched pay-per-click campaigns, I launched some automatic campaigns, some manual keyword targeting campaigns, some product targeting campaigns. I enrolled in Amazon Vine program so I could get more reviews. I also reached out to micro-influencers so they can promote my product outside of Amazon and bring me that external traffic to my Amazon listing. So I had a whole launch plan. By mid-October, I started seeing like more sales, like 5 to 8 orders per day. Not huge numbers, but at least the trend was like going up a little. October profit after all costs, 0. I broke even, but that's normal when you launch. So November was the month where the things started to click, okay? My Vine reviews came in. I had like 20 reviews with a 4.6 star rating. My conversion rate jumped, okay, noticeably. Also, the micro-influencers content was generating external traffic. My organic ranking for some keywords started climbing. So you can see on the graph that the daily orders climbed from about 10 per day in early November to around 20 to 30 per day in late November. This is the compounding effect that I talk about. So the reviews improve the conversion rate, better conversion rate improves the ranking, better ranking brings you more orders and more traffic means more potential eyes on your listing and more sales. And also more sales bring you more reviews, so like it's a circle. Also around this time I placed my second order for 1,500 units. So November revenue was about $25,000 to $28,000. Profit was starting to materialize, a few thousand after all costs. My ACOS was dropping steadily and my organic ranking was climbing. Okay, so December, the peak. December was insane. Okay, this is also the month where people buy gifts, and this is the Q4, which is very, very high in sales. So in early December, look at the graph. In early December, I was hitting like 40 to 50 orders per day. So 50 orders in a single day from one product, okay? I remember looking at my Seller Central and I was like in shock. I couldn't believe it. This was the combination of holiday shopping, of organic ranking, improving, of optimizing my pay-per-click campaigns. My product was appearing on page 1 for several keywords. But then something happened that I need to be honest about. Around mid-December, I started noticing the signs that I could be out of stock soon. Okay, I underestimated the holiday rush. I underestimated like how many orders I would get in December. I was so focused on the revenue coming in that I just did not calculate when I should reorder my product. I ran out of stock, 0 units available. Okay, I had this for like about I think 1 or 2 weeks, and this is actually one of the worst things that can happen when you sell on Amazon. Okay, running out of stock. Because when you run out of stock, first of all, you are not just losing sales, okay? You are losing your organic ranking. Amazon algorithm will see a dead listing and will start pushing your competitors over you, okay? So everything that you worked for months, you built for months, just disappears. Let's not say that it's not possible to like climb back when you get out of stock. It's possible, you can do it, but it just takes like 2 or 3 weeks or even a month to climb back to the amount of sales that you had before you ran out of stock. December revenue was about $35,000 to $40,000, but the stock out at the end was devastating. And if I hadn't stock out, then I know I would have much more revenue, much more sales. Now, the January, the stock out recovery, okay? So January was the hardest month and it was entirely my fault. Because I ran out of stock in December, I lost the ranking, okay? When my inventory finally arrived in Amazon and it got checked in, also in Q4, the check-in times in Amazon are a little longer in the Amazon warehouse. So I was essentially starting the process over again. My daily orders dropped to 2 to 5 orders per day for the first 2 weeks. My ACOS spiked, obviously, because like there was no organic traffic and my ads were doing all the heavy lifting. So I need to be completely honest, like in January, I thought like that I failed totally, and I thought that I permanently damaged the business. I had a really bad thoughts like, why did I do it? Why did I allow to do it? Like, why didn't I check the inventory sooner? Yeah, so I had all those negative thoughts and they were driving me crazy, okay? And it was the most expensive lesson I learned on selling on Amazon. But here's what saved me. So I did not panic. I knew that it's possible to climb back. It just would take more time, okay? So I actually increased my pay-per-click spend right after my inventory arrived in Amazon, okay? So I increased my pay-per-click spend. I also launched some new campaigns, some sponsored brand video campaigns, targeting my competitor products. So by mid to late January, finally the orders started climbing back up. So I recovered to around 20 to 30 orders per day. It took about 3 weeks, so like about a month. So this 3 weeks was a lost revenue, okay? Because I could have earned much more in those 3 weeks if I did the correct math on my inventory. January revenue, approximately $18,000 to $20,000. It could have been $30,000 or $40,000 if I had not gone out of stock. So let me tell you right now, when you are selling on Amazon, check your daily sell-through rate. Always place your inventory orders sooner than you think, because first of all, it takes time to produce your product. Second of all, it takes time for your product to arrive to the US from China, okay? And third of all, it takes time for Amazon to check in the inventory, and the time is prolonged when it's Q4. February, okay? So February started with another small dip. You can see it on the graph. It was not that severe. It's just that I had a little inventory left, so I had to increase a little bit the price. But I didn't run out of stock this time. I just had a little inventory left before my new inventory came to Amazon. So I increased the price a little, and that caused the dip. But by mid-February, I was back to 25 to 35 orders per day consistently. And this is also when I launched my second product, okay? Having a second product diversifies your portfolio, diversified the revenue. So I was not dependent only on one product for the revenue. I had my second product. I could also cross-sell. I could also do some other campaigns in my pay-per-click, like combining the two products. So February revenue, it was approximately $28,000 to $30,000 across both products. Profit margins were healthier because my main product, pay-per-click, was much more efficient by this point. My ACOS was down to like 25%. Now March was the most consistent month I ever had. You can see it on the graph, steady daily orders between 20 and 35 with occasional spikes. No dramatic peaks, no dips, just consistent, predictable sales. And this is what it should look like, okay? When you are learning for the first like 3 months, you will have dips and peaks. But what I really wanted to see is that after like 3 months, I could get steady sales, okay? I knew that the launch chaos was over, okay? The reviews were established, the organic ranking was steadily climbing, the pay-per-click campaigns were optimized, and they had like ACOS around 20%. So the business was running, and my job is now to monitor, optimize, plan for the next product, also maybe decrease the ACOS a little bit. So March revenue, it's approximately $30,000 to $35,000, and profit is strong and consistent. Okay, now I'm showing you the screenshot from my business reports, data table. So here is my Amazon business report for the full 6 months period from October to the end of March. So let me walk you through what you are looking at, okay? So the total sessions, these are the number of unique visitors to my listing, over 51,000 across 2 products. So that 51,000 potential customers who saw my products, okay? Total page views over 72,000. That means that people were looking at my listings multiple times, comparing, coming back. So this is a healthy buyer interest. Then units ordered, 3,039 units across both products in 6 months. This is roughly like 500 units per month on average, or about 17 per day. Total revenue, $174,829. Let me say that again, because like I still does not believe that it's real. $174,000 in revenue in 6 months. Okay. Now the conversion rate, so my main product had about 6% unit session percentage, so 6% conversion rate. So for Amazon, it's anything above 5%, it's considered very good. Above 8% is excellent. So 622 is like a healthy number. Then my second product had a lower conversion rate, 4.43, but that makes sense because I just launched it and it had fewer reviews, so I'm actively working now on it and improving it. Now here's the part everyone wants to know about. Revenue is not profit. $174,000 in revenue sounds amazing, but how much did I actually keep? So my overall profit margin across the two products is about 40%. But let's break it down. Okay, so Amazon fees, these are the referral fees plus Amazon FBA fulfillment fees. This takes roughly 30% of the revenue. So this is around $52,000 or $53,000 going to Amazon. So this is normal and this is expected. This is cost of like shipping, Amazon shipping your products to the customers, storing at their warehouse, the customer service that they do for you. Now the cost of goods, this is the unit price per product that I ordered from China plus the shipping. Okay, so this was approximately like 18 to 20% of my revenue, so around $32,000 to $35,000 in inventory and shipping costs across multiple reorders. Pay-per-click advertising. My total ad spend over 6 months was about 10% of the revenue. In the early months, it was much higher, okay? Then by month 5 and 6, my campaigns were more efficient, more optimized. So the total ad spend was approximately $15,000 to $18,000. There were some other costs like Helium 10 subscription, like $90, Vine program, $200, photography, branding, insurance that I had to buy. It was, I think, $600. But they were relatively small, like compared to the total revenue and to the other big costs that I just mentioned. Maybe like $2,000 to $3,000 in total. So with a 40% profit margin and $174,000 in revenue, my net profit over the 6 months was approximately $70,000. And for me, it's huge, okay? Because I started with around $4,000 and I created the $70,000 profit from the $4,000, okay? So this is more than like a 10 times return on my starting capital. Now that numbers would be higher if I hadn't gone out of stock in December, okay? And that stock out probably costed me like $15,000 in lost profit. But these are the lessons that I learned, and when you are just starting out on Amazon, there will be mistakes and you will learn from those mistakes. Okay, now let's talk about the lessons that I learned, okay? 6 months of data taught me more than like any course ever could, and here are the biggest lessons. Lesson number 1, the first month is not indicative of anything, okay? If I had judged my whole business like on the basis of October only, of the first month, I would have quit, okay? Because October was very, very slow. 2 orders a day, like basically zero profit, a lot of anxiety. But I knew that it was a launch phase, the investment period, and I knew that I needed at least 3 months of the launching phase to see the real profit. So if you are in your first month and you are feeling discouraged, just keep going, you know, the compounding effect has not kicked yet. Lesson number 2, running out of stock is the most expensive mistake you can make. So the December stock out was by far the costliest mistake in my Amazon journey. More expensive than the push pop toys, more expensive than the supplements, more expensive than any failed attempts combined. I lost ranking and it took me like 3 weeks to recover, and it probably costed me like $15,000 in profit. So here is the rule that I follow now. I check my daily sell-through rate. I have an Excel established, and I always place the inventory sooner than I'm thinking that I could place it, okay? I'm placing my inventory about like 50 days before I know I could run out of stock. So manufacturer has the time to manufacture the product. There is time also for sea shipping if I want to. There's time for sea shipping, which can take like 3 weeks. So if you wait until you are low in stock, then you are already too late. Lesson number 3, track your inventory like your whole business depends on it, because it really does. So I created like multiple spreadsheets of tracking my inventory, like tracking my daily sales velocity, my current inventory level, also my estimated days of stock remaining, and the day that the date that I need to place my order again. I check it every week, okay? It takes like about 5 minutes to do it, but that's this operational stuff. I know it's boring, like Excel, but this prevents me from another stock out. Lesson number 4, reviews change everything. So the single biggest inflection point was when I got reviews from the Amazon Vine program, okay, in November. Before the reviews, the conversion rate was around 3 to 4%, and after 20 plus reviews at 4.6 stars, it's jumped to over 6%. So this improvement in the conversion rate changed everything: my ads efficiency, my organic ranking, my sales velocity. So if you are launching a new product, I highly recommend subscribing to Amazon Vine review program. Lesson number 5, multiple products create stability, okay? When I was selling one product, I felt that when something happens to this product, I'm like screwed, okay? But when I launched the second product in February, the stress decreased significantly, okay? Because now I had like 2 products I can depend on. I knew that if one product failed at some point or had a dip, I knew I had the second product that I can rely on. So this is like a revenue diversification. Lesson number 6, you need to optimize your pay-per-click campaigns, okay? So my pay-per-click strategy in October was very simple. I had like 3 campaigns, okay? But now in March, I have like 15 campaigns, and I'm running like sponsored brand videos, sponsored products, like product targeting, keyword targeting, like targeting my competitors, category targeting with refinements. I'm now doing bid adjustments. So I learned all of it through this 6 months period, how to do it. And now I know how to optimize I did a whole video on how to optimize pay-per-click campaigns. So if you want to see that, there is a link in the description. Lesson number 7, reinvest your profits. Every dollar of profit I made in the first 3 months went back into the business, okay? It allowed me to buy more inventory. It allowed me to launch my second product. I did not take money out of my business actually until like month 5. So I know like this is hard when the revenue is coming in. You see all these dollars, the numbers, right? And you want to take out the money, but you shouldn't do it first. Like, fund your business first, fund your foundation of your business first, and then only then, when you see like it's moving the needle in the right direction, then you take out the money for yourself. So people ask me all the time, would I do it again? Like, knowing what I know now, the stress with the failures, the failures that I had with other products before, some dips that I had in sales, the constant learning that I need to learn like every day how to improve. Would I do it again? Absolutely, without question, because like from $4,000 I made like $70,000 in 6 months. I built a business that now generates me like $20,000 in profit every month. So that is not life-changing wealth yet, but that is life-changing like income, because you can use that money to pay your mortgage, to pay your car loans, or you can put that into the savings account, okay? every single month. And when you work on your business every single month and you change things, you improve things, you optimize things, then this profit margin, then this profit will be even bigger. This is $70,000 in profit from a business that I run from my laptop. Okay, I can travel whenever I want. I can travel with my baby and my husband whenever I want, and I can just earn my money like sitting on the laptop like 2 hours a day. But remember that it took me like over a year with failures from my previous products. Okay, so it's not that I made this without any failures. So the report that you were looking at, it's actually the result of like 18-month journey. And this is the part where most YouTubers just leave out. They don't tell you about the failures that they had before they reach this point. So the ones who succeed are the ones who learn from their failures and keep going. So if you are watching this and you are at the beginning of the Amazon FBA journey, or maybe you are stuck in analysis paralysis, I want you to know that this is possible. It's not easy, it's not guaranteed, but it is absolutely possible if you do the work. Okay? Learn from your mistakes and stay consistent. So I have put together a simple step-by-step course on how to sell on Amazon for beginners. It takes you from product research to ordering your inventory on Alibaba to sending it to Amazon to launching it on Amazon with pay-per-click ads and micro-influencers, and then also optimizing the pay-per-click ads. It is everything I wish I had before starting out. It's designed to help you skip the expensive mistakes that I made during my journey. So if you want that, the link is in the description. Let me know in the comments if you are thinking of selling on Amazon or if you have already started, and maybe what other videos I could make to help you in your Amazon journey. Hit the like button if this video helped you. Also subscribe to my channel for more Amazon related videos. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.